Hey YouTube, it's Callista. I am just doing my 2-week post-op update. As all of you know, at my heaviest, I was 297. Day of surgery, I was 291. Last week, I was 279. And this week, I am 274. Today is Tuesday. Fat Tuesday, March 4th. I'm jealous. I don't get punchkis. I am Polish, part Polish, so I've always appreciated Fat Tuesday. No, I haven't. I've always appreciated punchkis. So I just wanted to do a quick video and kind of let you guys know different things that have been going good and couple things that haven't been going so good. This morning, I threw up. I know a lot of you are probably looking and you can see these super dark circles under my eyes. I am dehydrated. As most of you know, if you already tune into me, if you don't already tune into me, then this will be the first time you know. Back in May of 2013, I was 240 pounds, where I thought I was maxed out. I then went into cardiac failure. This was not cardiac failure that was attributed, it wasn't acquired. This was something that developed over time because of a pre-existing condition that I had from the time I was born. I have a transposition of the great vessels. None of my doctors that have seen me, including my surgeon and the anesthesiologists that were at my surgery, none of them had ever encountered a patient my age, I'm 28, that has not had some sort of corrective surgery in order to correct a transposition of the great vessels. So I was their first case, and everybody who has encountered me has told me, I don't know how you're sitting in front of me and explaining this to me because you should be dead. Essentially, that's everybody's, the conversation that most people have with me is that I'm supposed to be dead. Which is always an interesting conversation to have with your doctor. Mainly, the reason that they put it to me that way is because I have a condition that usually within a couple of days, if it is not corrected, it's something that, again, people are born with. So if it's not corrected within a couple of days, the mortality rate is very high. And it's almost a promise that you will drop dead if it is not surgically corrected. However, if you guys can see, I have never, ever had surgery. My chest has never been cracked open. So that was a concern that they had, was that I would code on the table during surgery. I never had that issue. The only issues I had post-op were desatting, which means that your oxygen levels are dropping. So my oxygen levels dropped. It was pretty intense because my oxygen level is usually no lower than 98. These days it's running at 96, but I am also still having issues because of the abdominal uncomfort. I wouldn't call it pain anymore. It's more uncomfortable than anything. Because of that, it is difficult for me to take like super deep breaths, but it's something that's getting better over time. So as a result of that, fresh out of surgery, I was desatting, which meant my oxygen levels were dropping. Mine dropped into the 60s, which is, from what I was told, the borderline of fatal. So, they kept talking to me and, we need you to take really deep breaths. And I was like, I know how to breathe. Get away from me. Like, I was not a pleasant patient, when I first woke up. I was pretty nasty. But they were pretty nasty to me. So, yeah, we equally we agreed to hate each other. Let's just put it that way. The nurses and I agreed to hate each other. But the nurses that took care of me post-op were wonderful. What else? What else can I tell you? Oh, about me vomiting. I know it's never really a pleasant topic of conversation, but it is what it is. Last week I got ambitious and I tried squash. And it was cooked and it was pretty soft, but it did not go down well. I had a little less than half of what a normal size squash is. Normal size squash is about 5 inches. I had a little less than half of that, and it went down. Towards my last 2 bites, it started feeling a little uncomfortable, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm just getting full. Well, I wasn't getting full. It was irritating my sleeve. So I felt like I had to burp, and when I burped, I didn't burp, I regurgitated. I had a mouthful of squash that I had already swallowed. So I stood up and I went to spit it out. And when I stood up and got to the bathroom to spit it out, my sleeve then started to tighten, and it was pushing the rest of the squash up. So my sleeve does not like squash currently. It also does not like heavy milk-based products. Like my best friend made linguine fettuccine alfredo with shrimp in it. My idea was to eat the shrimp with the sauce. Last night I had a couple of them. They were okay. They went down fine. This morning I got ambitious and thought that I was going to have these 8 or 9 shrimp with my Alfredo sauce while I was on an empty stomach. I had my shrimp. They went down okay. I burped. They came up. So those 10 extra protein points that I thought I was getting today, I didn't get those 10 grams of protein. They went down. They came right back up. So, and I know that my sleeve can handle shrimp because I have had shrimp cocktail shrimp by themselves. It went down fine. Unfortunately, with the Alfredo sauce, it didn't. One thing that you guys may want to check out, it is a protein that you can do for your pre-op. It's called Protozyme, and it is Protizyme. It comes in chocolate cake, vanilla cake, and peanut butter cookie. I like the peanut butter cookie ones. It tastes like a liquefied peanut butter cookie. So I like those. But post-op, they did not like me. But for a pre-op diet, they're really good, especially if you're into cakes and cookies and stuff. It is a little pricey, but you can pick it up at the vitamin shop. Also, you can ask them for these little sample packs. It's like a little 1-serving pack of the different flavors. And if you ask them for it, sometimes they'll have them in the back and they can go grab them for you. But the peanut butter cookie worked well for me, but post-op it didn't. It was too heavy. Maybe later on it'll work, but whatever. Another thing that was a good surprise to me, I like oatmeal, but I don't like instant oatmeal. I like steel-cut oats, but I can't have that right now. So in its place, I have had Multimeal. Multimeal, surprisingly, for 1 serving, it's 3 tablespoons dry before you mix in water and everything. And it's got 5 grams of protein, so that was a nice surprise. If you're not into a malt flavor, you can do cocoa wheats, grits, just regular cream of wheat, but I happen to like Multimeal, so that's what I have. And then another thing to help with my fluid so that I'm not dehydrating and I keep my electrolytes up and all of that is G2 Gatorade. It's low calorie. This is a 32-ounce bottle for a 12-ounce serving. It is 30 calories, 7 carbs, 7 sugars, no protein, but it helps keep my electrolytes up, especially because the heart medication I'm on, to help reduce the fluid so that my heart isn't meeting so much resistance when it's pumping. That's kind of getting rid of all the fluid in my body. So on top of trying to get 64 ounces of fluid and keep my fluid balanced so that I'm not in overload, it's just kind of counteracting each other. So I am doing this for my electrolytes so that I don't bottom out and start to dehydrate. But that is part of the reason all of this is very dark right now, because I'm starting to dehydrate. So I think that's about it for right now. I just wanted to share those facts with you. I will be doing one more video after this. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I might. If I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow morning. But I'm going to do a video that just kind of touches on some of the things that I'm able to eat, some of the treats I'm able to handle, stuff like that. So if you are interested, you can watch the next video. Otherwise, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about, you know, how much fluid I can hold in my body, all of that. So yeah, again, if you guys were just tuning in, that's kind of where I'm at on my journey. If you found it interesting, great. If you found it helpful, great. If you didn't, that's fine too. This is just to kind of log where I'm at, and if that's helpful to you, great. If it's not, again, that's cool too. So, thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.